All right, we're staying on top of three big stories that happened overnight. We'll begin with our largest one with the biggest impact, a ground stop in effect until at least 2 this afternoon because of what you're seeing live here on our screen at LaGuardia Airport, a deadly crash involving a plane and a fire truck. Here's a live look at that airport this morning. Many emergency vehicles are still on scene. It looks like a drizzly, foggy morning, which, as we've heard airport officials say, could have been a factor in this crash.
And we do know, unfortunately, that two pilots are dead and dozens of people are injured right now as a result of this crash.
Yeah, officials confirmed in a news conference this morning, which we brought you live, that at least 41 passengers and crew members went to hospitals. Authorities say an arriving Air Canada Express plane collided with a fire truck on the runway late last night. Of those taken to the hospital, at least 32 have been released as of this morning, but officials say there were very serious injuries. A Port Authority official says the aircraft had 70 people on board. It's unclear whether that number includes the crew members.
While crews investigate this crash, no flights are permitted in or out of LaGuardia through later this afternoon around 2 p.m. This is already causing a change in plans at a lot of airports in our area, including PTI, where we find our Giselle Thomas this morning. Giselle, we already talked to you earlier, and you showed us a lot of the canceled flights on that board.
Yes, the overall theme that we're really seeing is some of those canceling flights, whether it's those that were supposed to come here to PTI from LaGuardia or those leaving out of PTI to go there, they have been canceled. Now, not only coming from in the morning time, but now we're seeing that really go into the afternoon. Taking a look at this board, we're seeing that here, there's a flight here that was coming out of LaGuardia. It's canceled. That was 10 o'clock. Then we're also seeing another cancellation going to 1 and then a bit later on till 3:18. That's already later on into the afternoon. Then even going over on the departure side, you're seeing that there's some flights that was canceled going at 10:52 and then a little bit later on to 11:26. Now we're really just seeing those trends between Delta and also American Airlines. We're over here on the Delta side. So I was able to speak to one of the ticketing agents here who said that they're really just working to rebook people at this time, and they're just truly hoping that the airport opens soon. Now keep in mind, we are a smaller airport here at PTI, so right now the reason why we're showing you this board is because there's no delays or any setbacks here in our security lines or anything like that. We do know that PTI is a pretty quick airport, but the main thing is people who are trying to get over to the New York area, they're experiencing these cancellations. Now again, they said they're working to rebook, and I was able to also just take a look at some of the airlines' main home pages, where if you're trying to book a flight to get to LaGuardia at least today, right now they're not even allowing you to book a flight. And we do know, although they can be particularly expensive, you are able to book a same-day flight. So to see that already kind of shows a sense of urgency, but also that right now they're just taking a pause to figure out everything that's going on in that area. In the meantime, we'll work to make sure to keep you updated on what we see. So far, we are seeing a lot of those cancellations really going into the afternoon, and then we'll make sure to keep you guys updated as we learn more. Live in Greensboro, Giselle Thomas, WFMY News 2.
Yeah, Giselle, we know this ground stop is compounding an issue many airports across the country are already dealing with, that the partial government shutdown is forcing TSA workers to go without pay. Have we seen any of those problems at PTI as of this morning?
So again, I mentioned a little bit earlier that right now we're not seeing any delays in the security lines. It's one of the reasons that we're not really showing you guys the lines, because we didn't want to just show you that there was no one in the line, as in no long lines or delays. One thing that we do know is happening at PTI, which was actually pretty amazing. A lot of the people here, they are allowing people to donate gift cards to help some of those TSA workers that are impacted. So right now, from what I understand, it's about $20 or less, and they're asking it to be a gift card from any type of service, as long as it is not like an American Express or something like that. But you are able to donate to help some of those TSA workers that are impacted here. So just one way to give back. But again, the lines, there is no one in those lines, so that's why we're just kind of showing you guys the main impact here on these information boards.
All right, thanks for that update. Yeah, we know the LaGuardia flights into and out of PTI are normally some of the most crowded, so it looks like passengers got that alert early enough, or maybe they're not arriving at the airport shocked.
Yes, Giselle, thank you so much. We'll check in with you later.